Huh?
That doesn't make
So we've got 3 separate couches, reclining, couples, served by male and female attendants, bright colors. What's different?
Compared to what?
Greece? Oh, what is something that you notice?
Those paintings?
Okay, yep, yep.
that women died.
What's that?
That woman died among men.
Dying above men? I don't
Among.
think I can read. I have a serious hearing problem. Yes, so all of a sudden now, men and women are a little bit more equal,
I was
right?
gonna say equals in the
Okay, I mean, think about the Greeks and how the females were portrayed as opposed to the men. You know, the women were in actual physical, constructed and constrained spaces, right? Separate, demure, right? Like seated, you know, not engaging with like the environment, not like, you know, freestanding sculptures. Yeah, well, Hellenistic. I take that back, yeah.
That's what my question is, like, why was, like, one of the most, like, well, probably the most famous ancient Greek city called Athens, named after Athena, if the men were above the women? And I know that she was a goddess, so it's sort of different, but at the same time, if you're going to name your most powerful and intellectual city after a goddess instead of just regular god, why didn't they make their most, like, deity and male instead of the women?
So that is a college course that you have like just proposed, that question. It's like a college course, okay? I imagine that you could actually, you know, when you go to Wellesley College, you could probably look in their art history course selections and actually legitimately see that specific course. That is a huge question. It is an awesome question. Here's the deal. I have 25 minutes to make sure that you guys see this and you see the sarcophagus, okay? So I just want to make sure that we kind of wrap up this particular unit, and I honor that amazing, wonderful question that you just asked. Okay? All right. All right. Okay. So okay, what do you see? This is a little bit closer.
Are they naked?
Oh yeah.
Or dead person.
Who's partying and who's serving?
Naked.
The naked men are serving and the
Yep.
clothed
Yep.
guys.
Do you see anything else that's going on here? Yeah.
Well, besides the fact that they're laying down while
Yep.
eating.
Laying down, eating. What do you
Oh,
see that
hierarchy
makes
of scale too.
you? Okay. What do you see that makes you say eating?
Their torso, they're eating their hand motions, and the fact that the servants are holding like wine and such.
Yep. Does anybody remember?
Also, are there olive trees around here?
What?
Are there also like olive branches?
Good. Good. That's a great spot. So we've got
Oh
some.
shoot! I didn't see the second person. There's 2 people laying down.
Yep.
I didn't even see.
Is he unfinished?
A meeting.
The guy on the left who's reclining, is he unfinished?
So what do you see that makes you say that?
No
He's not
color.
colored in, but the outline.
Yeah, so that's a new matter. It's a fine.
Okay. Any thoughts on that? Is he unfinished?
Yes.
Oh, I think that one-
Right.
Well, I think he's finished.
That's correct. Question. Okay. All right. Anything else here that you see? What's this?
The band.
The band has shown up, right? Okay. Yeah, it's South by band. Okay. So we've got music here, right? We have a depiction of nature, dancing. Do you notice
I've seen signs.
It looks
Right,
so awkward.
yes, it does look awkward.
It looks like Nike or just understandable.
Shredding carbon, I love it. Okay, men are depicted darker than women,
Destroying reeds.
trees and bushes around them.
So men are darker than
Okay,
women.
so let's do that, all right?
The door to the afterworld, Etruscan necropolises of Cerveteri and Tarquinia. From the 8th to the 5th century BC, before the rise of the Roman Empire, the Etruscans prospered on the Italian peninsula. The remains of their cemeteries are found in Cerveteri and Tarquinia. The most striking characteristic of these tombs are their amazing wall paintings. This tomb painting portrays an Etruscan funeral of some 2,500 years ago. Naked men are seen fighting in a sacred ritual dedicated to the deceased. Here, a captured man is bitten by a wild beast. Thanks to bloodletting, the soul of the deceased can depart for the afterlife through the red door, painted on the back wall of the tomb. Etruscans had a strong economy, exporting rich mineral resources such as iron to Greece and North Africa. Many tombs in Cerveteri contain furniture used in everyday life. The Etruscans believed that their afterlife would be very similar to their lives in this world. Banquets involving entire family members are often depicted in the tombs. Both wives and husbands attended the parties, showing that the Etruscans had a positive attitude towards equality between men and women. However, their prosperity attracted unwanted attention. Surrounding countries provoked the Etruscans into war. Their Roman neighbours joined in the hostilities. Etruscan anxieties are depicted on the walls of their tombs. Horrifying demons appear in the tomb paintings. Gruesome winged figures are depicted with black skin, blood-red eyes and mouths. As time goes on, more and more tombs show these demons. Demons were even painted on the sides of the door to the afterlife. By the 1st century BC, Etruria was completely taken over by the Romans. These cemeteries are the only remains to tell us the largely unknown history of Etruria.
Okay, can you talk to the person next to you, all right? Describe what your party looks like now, okay? All right, again, who are you inviting? What are you wearing? What are you serving for food? How long is it going to be? What time is it going to be? Okay?
Dancing, literally laying down in a big old space. So where do you get this? It's good.
Sort of. My Etruscan party. Why did throwing vases at slaves?
I read that. I was like,
I was mad confused. They like sometimes throw vases at slave boys, and I was like, oh, okay. That's cool. And all the slaves are niggas. Like, I didn't know, but they go there with their wives. What do they do?
Remember when you had to put on pants?
All right.
I remember. Very quick. Take it out.
Okay, so I have to show you guys this.
To put on pants.
Alright.
Oh yeah, I do. So I have
Maybe
to.
this will help you remember the
Society
dancing.
music personal power.
Okay, so Elaine is this really quirky character in Seinfeld, and there was this episode where she gets out in the middle of the
It's a
dance
rental
floor.
home.
Wait, is it Elaine?
Yeah, from Seinfeld.
Of course,
Of
I'm
course it is.
a lot of Seinfeld games.
No stores means no pants. Better yet, no lines. Visible. It's phone service in an app.
Hey guys, want to make a toast? Here's to those who wish us well, and those who don't can go to hell.
That wasn't that
All right, who's dancing? Come on, who's dancing? You want me to get it started? I'll get it started.
She's possessed. She's breaking a whole limb.
Yes, Moses.
Stanza.
Oh, you dance? It's more like a full-body dry heave. Sick of music.
Did she do the little kicks and the thumbs?
What, you mean you know about this?
Sometime. It was about 5 years ago.
What kind of dance?
I didn't know what to say to her about it. It's one of those problems I hope would just go away.
Well, sometimes you can't help these people till they hit rock bottom.
But then I lost interest.
You lost respect for me.
How could that be?
The feeling is palpable.
That's cool.
palpable. That is a vocabulary.
Thanks, Miss
That's
Farrell.
Ryan's class. Is that Fedora?
They're just having fun.
Anything right here? No?
Yeah.
Like a tiny bit? Maybe a little bit? Okay. Kind of curious about what that dancing actually looks like.
Elaine is actually a fucking.
All right.
Takes off her basket, that JT, right?
That is so stupid.
Okay, guys, ready? This is the last work. All right, but, oh, yeah. Here we go. Sorry. Okay, here's our last work.
Oh, I know this one.
I lost one.
All right.
Yeah.
Do you see the resemblance to the one I was with you and Sam?
Yeah.
Do you guys, Sam, do you see the resemblance of this to the tomb that we were looking at when we were in Greece? Yeah. Okay, so, all right, 30-second look at this, okay? Just take it in.
Oh.
Sorry.
Three clips. She's bad.
Okay, so what is going on? Bless you. Anybody that maybe hasn't said something tonight, that wants to like, just make an observation?
Oh, it's cut in half.
There you go. What do you see that makes you say that?
There's the line down the middle.
You see this? Okay. So it's split in half.
Is it open?
What do you think? Why is there a line there? Say again.
Wait, are they still cremating by this point?
How, what did they do with the bodies?
Cremating.
Oh, they cremated.
No, that's okay. Because it's pretty big. All right. Okay. Jada.
It's a couch.
Oh, I was gonna say something.
T-Ray hiding inside.
Oh god.
On the corner,
Yep.
on the bottom,
Yeah.
it
Lily.
looks like a collar, like the way it's scrolled.
Way to go.
Looking
I don't know why. This is like one of my favorite pieces. I don't know why, I've never seen that before. Yeah, right? See the column here, this like architectural detail, okay? What else is going on here? Somebody else have person next to you. What do you think is the relationship between these two and why?
That's his struggle. Yeah, because like he's laying down behind him and all close.
Yeah, I know, bro. Look, his hands are around. Look at that face. It's like, oh my God, you're so beautiful. Look at that. Look at his face. He's just looking at her with extreme affection.
Yeah, you're the best.
Just look at him.
Deegan's face just says it all. She's like, we're so happy.
They're on their related.
Okay. Alright. Okay,
I got it for free.
what is the relationship between these two?
I got Alexander.
You know, it's not like me.
What is the relationship? Yeah,
They're a married couple,
possibly? Yeah.
and Nathan and I suspected that one side of the sarcophagus was held, and that was the side of the men.
Okay.
Because they wanted to view each other forever.
All right, so Alex just picked up on something that I think is so significant in terms of the relationship between men and women, the identification of women in society, right? And what their status was, but also this is like this really incredible embrace.
Yeah, look at the
Right?
affection.
There's so much affection. Like,
Look
can
at
you
his
say what you
face.
said earlier to Slay?
Look at his face. Look
That's not
at
what
the
he said.
way he's looking at her.
Yes.
Look at him.
Yes.
He's
look
just,
at that, right?
he's just like,
Isn't this like
he's so
kind
in
of,
love with her. Dude.
Okay, absolutely. Yes. So
Like-
Sam, why? Why?
Because, well, one beside his arms around him, but
Yeah.
all of his gaze is like focused on her. You can
In her
see,
direction.
yeah, in her direction.
Yep.
And he just looks very happy. You can tell he's very relaxed.
Yep.
And I don't know. I mean, while there's really no look in his eyes because there's stone.
They're stone.
Yeah, isn't this made out of stone?
Oh.
You thought he said stone?
Not
You see that?
What?
Oh, I know what you mean.
No. That's what I thought you meant. Okay.
No. It's just the way. No, it's just his whole body language like conveys just strong love for this.
Yes. So, all right. So, if you take a look at this is if you take a look at the right side of this, right, and you take a look at their gestures and the way that they're kind of like intertwined with one another, and they're sitting on what?
A bed, like a
Some
couch.
type of bed or couch. They're reclining, right?
At a party?
Yeah, they're
Possibly. Maybe these are your first two guests that show up to your party. So what's the type of furniture that you need at this party?
Couches.
Couches. You need like
One arm couch.
reclining,
Three legs.
right? Okay. What is awkward about this?
The way that the man.
What is something that if like I asked two people to come up here and I won't, but two people to come up here and kind of like put themselves in this position, what would be awkward? What is something that is not really
Me and Sam are gonna do it for you.
Oh, they're gonna. You guys have 10 seconds to do it. 10 seconds. You guys, we want to make sure we get through this work, and I want to give you some time.
He's weird.
Okay.
He's like staring at her.
All right. So, what have they left out here?
The man's cross-legged.
This part.
Her legs aren't there.
Yes. Do you see this? This is the part here that is kind of slightly awkward, right? You have these elongated legs. Like, this is good because you can kind of see the proportionality of this. But the thing about the tail end of this is not necessarily like a possibility, right? Just with the legs being flat and kind of like flipped over. Right, good. Thank you, guys.
That's awesome.
Okay, all right. Yes.
Isn't his life only at the front, or what is that in the front?
Okay, great question.
It's like a bulge.
Her body is so
What is this?
I don't know, push his life.
Do they look comfortable?
Yes.
Yes. And so if you're reclining, right, what would you be reclining on to make it so that it was like comfortable for you? Like some type of pillow, right? Okay, Alex.
One thing that I find sort of interesting, especially when it comes to
Sam go. So Sam's thinking like it's all about the attention that's being given to the woman. Does anybody, no? You
I don't
said
think that. Oh yeah.
So does anybody disagree with that? Like, thinking about the relationship between the two, Slay?
I was gonna say I disagree. Like I want to play devil's advocate because like I'm assuming they're at the party, like you know that whole couch, lay down, eat food, throw champagne bottles at slaves, all that. I was assuming that like since there's naked men around, like I'm keeping a watchful eye over her more than I am adoring her and that like scenery type thing. You feel me? I don't know if you get what I'm coming at.
Okay.
But like if she's my girl, like I'm gonna like watch her then rather than watch everyone else. You feel me? Because in case she looks at one of these naked slave boys, I'm gonna have to like press her. So that's where my thought is going.
Interpretation. Say what you get this, okay?
Sarcophagus.
We're in the Etruscan Museum in Rome, and we're looking at one of the most important objects ever found in an Etruscan tomb. And there were a lot of Etruscan tombs.
Well, this is the primary way we know about Etruscan culture. They left us no literature, no history, but we have a lot of their artwork, which is found in tombs, and a lot of those have inscriptions.
This is the sarcophagus of the spouses. There are two well-known versions of this. One is in Paris at the Louvre, and the other one is here in Rome. So this is a large ceramic container, and the two figures are essentially a lid that can be lifted off.
The Etruscans occupied the area of northern Italy, and it's an interesting time because at the same moment, there are Romans who are occupying the city of Rome, and south of that, there are Greek colonies.
But the Romans were not yet Rome as we know it. They were just beginning, and in fact, they were ruled by Etruscan kings.
Right, and it wasn't until 509 that the Romans ousted the last Etruscan king, and this dates from slightly earlier than that.
So let's look at the couple.
Well, they're incredibly lifelike, and this is surprising because when we think about ancient Greek sculpture from this time, we might think of the Koros figures, which are very stiff, where the limbs are very close to the body. And here immediately we notice the figures moving out into outer space, extending their arms.
The figures represented in archaic Greek art are also separate. You think of the male Koros figure or the female Kor. Those are freestanding figures that stand alone. And here we have two figures that embrace, that lie next to each other with this tremendous sense of intimacy.
In ancient Greek culture, there are no monumental tombs like the ones we find in Etruscan culture. There are similarities and there are differences between these two cultures that are closely communicating with one another.
One of the most important differences is that this is made in terracotta, that is, this is clay, whereas the Greeks preferred mostly marble, but increasingly would work in bronze. This would have been modeled as a complete object, and then, most likely, when it had begun to dry, what potters call the leather hard stage, it's likely that the artist would have burnished the object and has smoothed it with a hard surface to create a glossy sheen. Then it would have been cut in half, likely because the object is so large it might not have fit in the kiln, and so this would have been fired in 4 pieces, both the lid and base on both sides.
So we mentioned the way the figure's arms are outstretched, and the way the figures move into outer space. Likely they were holding objects relating to a banquet. We see banqueting scenes often on the walls and frescoes in Etruscan tombs.
Or, as some art historians have conjectured, it's possible that the woman was holding a perfume bottle. It's also possible that one of the figures was holding a pomegranate, which is a symbol of the eternal.
There is a sense of sociability here, and it might remind us of scenes we see on Greek pottery of figures at a banquet, a symposium. And when we see that in Greek pottery, those are male figures. But here we have a couple, he's got his arm around her, but we're not supposed to see these as portraits. This is not the way that this man normally looked. But instead, like the archaic smile, we have features that are stylized.
These are clearly not rendered from the observation of a model. So we have found literally thousands of Etruscan tombs.
This was found in a necropolis, that is a cemetery called Banditaccio at Cerveteri.
This was one of the principal cities of the Etruscans.
It was found broken into 400 pieces and reassembled. And you can see when you look